Hey guys, welcome once again to the But Mostly Disney podcast. I'm here with my buddy Andrew.
Good evening, everybody.
And we are, kind of just the calm before the storm, right? We're going to just talk about, we were both in Disney at the same time. We got to meet in person. So we're kind of just a little trip report. And then, anything wants to talk about in the chat, we can do that too. So kind of a informal little Monday night fireside chat. We were both down there at the same time. We didn't even plan it at all. In fact, I think we were on the podcast and I was talking about it and he's like, when are you going? I'll be there.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I didn't want to interfere because he's doing a father-daughter trip and I was just there on my own. So no big deal. I did pick up my son and play some golf, but it was cool. Andrew invited me to dinner at Kona Cafe, and we got to, we're real. We're real people. We exist outside of the box here, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. We left Tuesday morning from Charleston, took our time getting down there, and it wasn't a bad drive. And you can tell it was spring break driving through Georgia because the highway patrol was making sure they made their budget on the roads. We got in about 3 o'clock, went to Deluxe Burger, had a nice lunch. It was surprisingly quiet in Disney Springs for a spring break week. Walked in a Deluxe Burger. There was no wait. My daughter's a little makeup head, so we went to Sephora, and it wasn't too busy. I think we walked around Springs for about 2 hours, and then we made our way to Riverside, Port Orleans Riverside, where we were staying. We stayed in the Magnolia Bend area, which wasn't bad. We had a third floor room, kind of one little bridge over to the pool, and of course the bridge over to I call it the main house, but the lobby. And kind of just hung out there for a little bit on Tuesday night, and then got up the next morning. She loves Animal Kingdom, so we made sure we had a lightning lane for the safari. Of course, that was at 9 o'clock. Was already 85-minute wait. We did that.
Were they funny on the safari?
No.
So I went, and I think I filmed some of it. I can't remember, but he was awesome. But it was really more like a jungle skipper routine. It was really good.
No, we had a guy. He's pretty laid back. He knew his stuff, and but didn't really tell any jokes or anything like a skipper would. But that would have been cool to have.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, I always fear change. We all do as Disney people, but I thought it was a really good addition because it was the right balance of him being really funny, but still being knowledgeable about, about the animals. We still got the information. I mean, I kind of miss them chasing poachers. Cool. Honestly, I thought that was fun and a cool story.
Yeah, I always thought that was a good storyline. Well, yeah, we did that, and then she's not a real big thrill ride person, so we just kind of did what she wanted to do this whole trip. So we did that. We did Navi River. We did the Lion King show. When stopped by, saw Mickey and Minnie because since we have the fast photo pass on our annual pass, we decided we might as well use it. Kind of just walked around, had some lunch, made our way over to Hollywood Studios because we had a dinner reservation. Her first time eating at Sci-Fi Diner.
What'd you think?
Which she absolutely loved it. The waiter we had, and of course, they go above and beyond. Kind of hit it off with my daughter. They were laughing and telling jokes, and they're back now to. I don't know if you ever saw this, but I said it before, where they do the Colossal Man and they stick him with the needle, and everybody goes ah, and then they throw it at him, and they're like, "Look out!" They're back to doing that again. So it wasn't bad. It's a good week. It was a good week. A couple of days on a week. Next day we went to Epcot. Was there that morning. I can tell she's a park person and needs a day off person because she was tired.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the weather all 3 days was in the low 80s and had a little breeze. I'm sure he was a little surprised as well. It wasn't hot at all. We got to Epcot, did, walked around the countries, did what she wanted to do. Soarin', the Land, Finding Nemo. We were going to stand in line for Remy's, but like normal, it kept going down. Spaceship Earth went down. They had a lot of problems that day with rides staying up. About lunchtime, she said, "I want to hang out in the pool for the rest of the day." So that was what we did the rest of our trip. Was we hung out by the pool, did the trivia at the pool, went and roasted marshmallows that night, and Friday morning we got up and came home. But It was a good little trip, a good little getaway. Wish my wife could have been there. Like I said, it was our first father-daughter trip. It was good. We made some memories, but be a little bit before we go back. So got some planning to do, and try to figure out someplace new to stay. Of course, we had dinner with you, which was awesome.
Right, and that was cool. I got there Monday. I drove down Monday. So my son is in school at Jacksonville University, and he rows crew like Rob Lowe. I row alone, but he rows with 7 other guys. And their season actually ends after the school year. So I brought my car to have for a month so that he can get around a little bit. So my plan was to drive down, drop off the car to him, spend some time at Disney, and then fly back. And so I was flying out Thursday night, which was cool, which gave me Tuesday in the parks, which I did. I've got to start. And guys, please help me. Like, I need topics. I need things to do. I think the running around with the camera is getting boring for everyone. But I mean, I still had a lot of fun. So I did 4 parks in one day, went in and got, something to eat and a quick attraction. Cause I did Animal Kingdom first, and it was busy, really busy. And then ended up doing the bird show, which I had not done in a long time. Saw a bald eagle, had an owl land right next to me. I mean, it was really fun. And we haven't done that in a long time. And that's really like one of my favorite things that having an annual pass does is it slows you down, right? Like, I still had a time because I had to be at Kona Cafe by 7:30, but I really didn't care that it was busy. And I know that's not typical. And if it's your one trip a year, and we've done it, on our family trip, we got to get certain things in. You have to plan and work at it a little bit, but this was with no planning, just showed up. So went and got a Night Blossom over in Pandora, which is their frozen drink. It's really good. And I'm kind of a sucker for boba, those little popping pearls. And then walked over, watched the bird show, and then did a full swing around and out. And then I went and parked. From there I went to Disney Hollywood and did Hollywood. Forgot where I parked my car like a rookie. I mean, so stupid. Because I spent a good 20 minutes looking for it. And I was worried because I'm pressing the alarm button and couldn't hear it, but it was there. No one had stolen it. So did Hollywood, went over to Rise and kind of walked around there, and then grabbed, what did I get there? Oh, in the most kind way possible, I would skip the blue milk with the jelly in it and Pop Rocks or Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, that didn't look too appeasing. Your video today, it didn't look too appeasing.
It wasn't bad, right? There's nothing wrong with it. I love that mug.
Thank you. Got it while we were there.
I know. I saw the picture. I thought it was awesome. And speaking of text, by the way, Andrew is here, and I will get up with you this week, buddy, about coming, because he's going to come on the podcast, and we'll pick a topic and a time. Sure. But he texted me, and I did not respond. I feel bad when I don't do that. But I've been busy. So then it was blue milk with candy. I think it was Nerds, although they can't call it Nerds. And then the jelly. And the jelly really didn't mix with the drink, so it was just blue milk. It really wasn't. For $1 more. I could have saved my $1. It was okay. Walked through Toy Story and then did single rider at Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster because it's still there. And it's great. And I love it. And I'm going to miss it. But I am a little excited for Muppets. And then from there, I went over and parked my car at Magic Kingdom, took the long monorail over to Epcot, walked around there. I got 2 things there because they have if you haven't been to Flower Garden yet, the cucumber watermelon slushie is unbelievable. It might be and I love that Orange Bird frozen drink they have as well. I'm kind of a sucker for frozen drinks, which, side note, I got a Ninja slushie for my birthday from my family, and I love it.
Nice.
You can put anything in. You can make drinks, but I can just pour a Gatorade in and make a Gatorade slushie. We did Red Bull slushies. We did, a bunch of different things. You just pour it in. It's really cool, and it works really well. Quick review. So had that, and then went over to Canada and got the scallops there, which were spectacular, and then kind of wandered around a little bit, and then did Spaceship Earth. Waited like 20 minutes for that, but it really wasn't. It was pretty quick in and out. And then from there, rode the monorail back and went into Magic Kingdom. And what did I do there? I got a Dole Whip, but I got the, is that what I did? I went twice, so I'm trying to think. I think I did the Dole Whip, but the one with the Pog juice and the coconut Dole Whip. And it's really good, except I don't love the yeah, I can't think of the name of it now.
I know what you're talking about.
Tropical Serenade? I think so. Because I think I did that, which, by the way, guys, Tuesday, Ken Bruce is coming on the podcast to talk about his book. And look him up. I mean, this guy's a big deal. I'm really thrilled. And he seems really nice. Awesome. He's been like DMing me and commenting on Facebook. I mean, I feel unworthy. I don't feel like this guy has enough time to talk to us. And I'm really excited that he does. It's going to be fun. I need Lou to come sit in the chat room to help me with questions, make sure we don't screw it up. But I'm actually taking notes, so I actually will have things written down to say. So went over there and got that. And then I think I did Country Bear there and then left. And then moved my car over to Polynesian and had dinner at Kona Cafe, which was a great day and a long day.
That does make for a long day.
Yeah. Whew. And then I was actually staying with a buddy of mine in St. Augustine. So I had an hour and a half drive back and then went to sleep. And then we got up. From there, I actually went to Jacksonville, picked up the kid, then came down to St. Augustine. And then we woke up about 4:15 and drove back to Disney to play the Magnolia course and play golf at 8:40. So we actually got there in time to hit warm up and hit golf balls. And that'll be a good video because that course was awesome. We did miss the last 3 holes to make sure my kid was back in time for practice. He had practice at 5. So
you didn't do Grumpy's Gauntlet?
No, we got Grumpy's Gauntlet done. We missed 17, 18, 19.
Okay. I thought it was part of Grumpy's Gauntlet.
One of them might have been, but we at least played the first 2. I'm looking it up now.
Okay.
But I know we passed the sign and hit a couple of them. 14, 15, 16, and 17. So we missed 2 of them.
Okay.
You're right.
Missed 2 of them.
Which is a bummer. But I drove through them, and frankly, the ones we played looked more challenging. It was tough. It was a tough course. It was very crowded. It was very slow. And I need to go do my my survey because one thing, and it drives me nuts, is they were mowing like while we were putting. Like one guy was literally edging a cart path right by the hole. And I mean, that's a nice enough course that you need to turn the engines off. You know, you need to shut it down.
What you pay for them?
I think it was $140 with my discount.
Yeah. That's not cool.
It wasn't. And it didn't ruin the day, but it was weird. And then we did kind of get yelled at for slow play, even though it wasn't us. Like he came by and said, "Hey, there's a group up front. They're too slow. We're going to get rid of them." And then I needed something to eat, and the cart girl was right there. He's like, "Can you do this further up?" I'm like, "There's nowhere to go." But I have noticed that they do employ a lot of salty old men as
yes, they do.
So maybe it's part of the charm. Finished that up, drove to didn't know you could rent a car at a hotel, but you can. So stopped off at a Hilton, picked up a rental car, let my kid take my car, and then we drove back to St. Augustine. Got up the next day, went back to Disney and did Disney Hollywood, and kind of seeing how much I could get done there. Single rider, I could have ridden Smuggler's Run all day long.
Oh yeah, that's never a problem.
I mean, it was nothing. Yeah, and it was like, it was 70-minute wait, and I'm just walking around in a circle on it, and then did Rise, which also the only reason that waited is they kind of held us up at part of it. And then you do miss some of the ride. You miss the spaceship ride down in, you come in where the big stormtroopers are.
Yeah. They take you right into where
but to not wait 95 minutes, which is what it was, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. So single rider, kind of
I
cool.
was surprised the wait times weren't more. That's all 60, 70, 80 minutes, and I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. Because when sometimes looking at summertime and earlier during spring break, it's 2 hours of ride Rise and
Oh, look, there's our buddy.
almost 3 hours of ride Slinky Dog, and it was less than 80 minutes.
I've only ridden Lou, if you're still there, and I always appreciate you popping in again Tuesday. I may need to pay for a coaching call because I'm going to be nervous. Yeah, I realized as I was walking by, I have only ridden Slinky Dog one time, and it was before.
Me too. I haven't ridden it once.
Okay, well then I don't feel too bad. Thanks for co-signing that for me. We have not ridden it. I don't know what rid it is. We have not ridden it since Galaxy's Edge opened. So the last time I rode it, we were up on the top, peeking over to see what they were doing in Star Wars Land, which is kind of wild.
I think Star Wars Land had just opened the last time I rode it. It's been a while. Trying to get Addison to ride it. She's, like I said, she's not a real big roller coaster person. I'm trying to get her to ride it, but maybe next time.
I know. And I feel like my parents forced me on it, like made me ride rides. My first roller coaster was Scooby-Doo at King's Dominion.
Okay.
And my grandfather made me ride it with him. And I was like, I didn't force, my son didn't like him. My other two could not care less. They would ride anything. Charlotte being just a huge daredevil. Seamus didn't like drops. It wasn't that he was afraid. He would ride Space Mountain and Rock and Roller Coaster, but he hated the drops. So I just let him go. Didn't worry about it. And then once he went to Busch Gardens with his friends, he's not going to chicken out there. So he did that on his own.
Especially if there's girls around, they're not going to do that.
Yeah. They'll let peer pressure take over and put it
forward.
Yeah.
So I'll ride some of them. My first roller coaster was the Georgia Cyclone, old wooden roller coaster at Six Flags in Atlanta. So if you rode that, you'd ride anything. My problem is my daughter I gave her entirely too much information when she was little before she rode something. This is what it's going to do here. This is what it's going to do. My wife's like, you should just let her do it. And I'm like, I know. I just don't want her to be scared to death of everything she rides. I want her to hate it. It kind of backfired on me.
There's no instruction booklet for parenting.
No,
you do what you can. It's most of it. I feel like it's just holding on and being dragged behind a boat a lot of times, trying to water ski
or waterboarding, one of the two.
Right. But yeah. He rode Tower of Terror for the first time last year. In the 18 years we've gone to Disney, it was the very first time.
And did he like it?
Yeah, he did. He had a blast. So whatever his stomach thing was, and I'll post, remind me, but I'll post, I have a video of his first roller coaster. If I could figure out how to share a screen in here, well, I'll see if I can do it because it's pretty funny. Because maybe that's a little bonus for stopping by or watching this, because that way it doesn't show up in his Instagram feed and he doesn't think I'm, because that's the thing, dude. I've got to be careful, like what I post, because we've had some kind of knockdown, drag out fights about what to post, what we can post, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
My kids are very conscientious about what they look like and that kind of thing. So,
you're a rep, Dad. Come on.
Right. Exactly. I don't think Seamus cares, honestly. But his first coaster was also at Busch Gardens, and it was a little kid's coaster, but it's pretty funny.
Sure.
It's a pretty funny video, and he was a trooper. He made it.
I think I figured out Epcot. If you don't want to really, especially during Flower and Garden, morning time is the way to go. Before 2:00, because it was so wide open. I was afraid to be packed, sun up and sun down, just because of the time of the year and the festivals. But unless we picked a week that was just diamond in the rough, so to speak, I didn't think the crowds were that terribly bad.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was long wait times, right? But I didn't feel too bad moving through the park, except for
No.
except for Toy Story in Hollywood. I mean, there were a lot of people there, I guess.
Look, we didn't make it a Magic Kingdom, so I don't know how it was there. You'll have to tell me. But I think Toy Story's designed that way. It's not the walkway is not very wide.
All right. So golf, and then I went back to St. Augustine, took a nap, and then came back the next morning, did Disney Hollywood. So single rider Smuggler's Run. I'm just trying to ramp back up. And then I did Rise, and then I went over and did Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. I was going to do Star Tours to kind of keep a Harrison Ford, keep it going, Star Wars. And then I thought that and here's, again, maybe not a problem, but with I don't like that they've taken out the crowd participation in the Indiana Jones show.
Yeah, they changed it a lot. I don't like it.
And I thought that was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they've changed.
I think they made the show. I think they cut like 5 or 10 minutes out of the show. If I remember,
Yeah,
I can't remember the exact minutes, but they made it shorter. Even some of the fight scenes are shorter.
Yeah, and they were. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good show. So I was a little disappointed. And then I walked across, right across the road there, and walked into, because it just said 5-minute wait, but it was just a picture with Olaf.
Yeah.
So I have a nice picture of him and Olaf.
My daughter likes, like any other kid, likes Winnie the Pooh, and we've always gone back behind United Kingdom, and we've been too late to walk in Christopher Robin's room to get a picture taken. And we got there right at the right time because there was like 2 people in front of us. And when we took our picture, they're like, okay, Winnie the Pooh's going to take a break. But it's a neat little, area to go, and it's kind of hidden behind everything to go take your picture. But we took more pictures this time than we normally do just because we have the photo pass now. So kind of silly not to, but
which I'm a big fan of. And let me know, like, if anyone goes by themselves, do you PhotoPass alone? Because I do. And I feel really awkward, or at least I did. I don't think I feel awkward anymore. Now I don't care.
Yeah, I wouldn't. You're having fun.
Now I'm just in. But it is funny. You do feel kind of nerdy. There's like a family of 5 in front of you and a family of 4, maybe even a couple. And then, hi, take my picture. They were not being utilized. I got a lot of photo passes done, and no one was even walking down Main Street on the way out.
Wow.
No one was there. I got 2 different Main Street shooting at the castle pictures. No one in line.
Holy cow.
And it was, maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, because I was heading out to get back to the airport. So again, it was crowded. People Mover was long. I didn't ride that this time, which I love. Carousel was fine. I did Tiki Room. Really, all the, with Big Thunder Mountain down, those lines are long.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts. And they're saying, don't quote me, but I read somewhere now they're saying 2026 before it opens back up.
Wow. Hey, look, Tim Brown stopped by.
Yeah, I read it. Tim Brown, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tim Brown. Tim, are you in Pennsylvania? Are you up? Is he up north somewhere? Is that the right Tim Brown? Let me know if you're still leaving. I feel like a lot of people go by Facebook and see it and just feel guilty and leave a quick comment and then move on, which I'm happy with. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Right. I really appreciate any attention is good attention. No bad press, right? But here's so I leave the park, plenty of time. Gonna go. We fly by the seat of our pants here. We didn't even talk about what we were going to talk about tonight. So if this is unorganized, it's almost on purpose. But I am a nervous traveler. I like to be at the airport early. I'd rather be inside at my gate reading a book than racing through, security. So I'm a let's get there early guy. So
me too.
I get there in plenty of time. Walk up, get inside, return the rental car, get to TSA pre-check and scan my thing. And they say, you don't have TSA pre-check. You have to use the regular line. I said, no, I do. I can. It's right on the ticket. I can see it. He goes, scan it again. It says you're in the wrong airport. And I had booked my flight, not from Orlando, but to Orlando. And I hadn't noticed.
Oops.
Yep. So I'm just sitting there. And then I went up to the, and I fly Spirit a lot on these trips because it's really inexpensive. And I'd use points for this. And so I walk up to the ticket counter and I said to the girl, I'm like, hey, I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I've seen where customers scream at you guys for canceling a flight or overbooking. And she's kind of like, yeah. I'm like, I said, do you get to yell at customers when they screw it up? And she was just like, what did you do? And I was like, I booked my flight in the wrong direction. I was doing like 9 things at once. It was so stupid. And there were signs like the flight was supposed to leave at 6. And then when I went back, it was at 8. And I'm like, oh, they changed it. No, they didn't. It's wrong direction. So I booked it from Norfolk, Virginia to Orlando. So I'm buttering this girl up, throwing on every bit of charm I have to try and, maybe she can get me on a plane, do something. And she's like, yeah, there's nothing else tonight. And because you used points, you have to call customer service. Like we can't even do anything. So, and then I left there and I forgot my ID and she had to send someone running after me. Now she'd had it behind the counter. It wasn't like I left it on the counter. So batting like 0. And then I ended up just renting a car and driving home. So I rented a car.
10 hours.
Well, I stopped in South Carolina. I stopped in Santee.
Oh, okay.
And got a hotel room there and then got up early and drove the rest of the way home because I'm an idiot. And I'm good with it.
Things we learn.
My wife's like, are you going to freak out? I'm like, no, it's my fault. It's kind of funny. Nothing I can do about it. So, I mean.
It's a little MEI plug. I learned to use a Disney travel agent after I booked our first family trip because I booked a park hopper for myself, but the other 3 people in my family, I did not book park hoppers for. So we go to the first park that day, and then my oldest daughter and I go to Magic Kingdom that night. I walk in, and she gets the little blue circle of, please don't look at me. Everybody behind me is getting ticked now because my ticket doesn't work. And they're like, sir, you bought water park passes. Like, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. And they're like, no, I don't. I know what I'm doing. I'm the map. I don't need. What? Yeah.
Oh, that's a new T-shirt.
Hi, my name is Becky Macon. How may I help you? Thank you.
I'm the map. That's going on a shirt.
Yeah, I'm the map.
Well, and you know what? Look, here's the thing. My professional life is pretty solid. Like I double check. I'm way ahead. I get up early, but my personal life is often in shambles. I mean, so we screwed that up. And there's a video on the YouTube channel. Check it out, where I just didn't read the details. I bought my wife a 3-day ticket and I have an annual pass and didn't realize it didn't include Magic Kingdom. So they have a great deal, like $99, for each day, but it's only Epcot, Hollywood, and Animal Kingdom. And then further, just in case you go get this, you can't go to any park twice. So we went to Epcot and then thought, let's go do Epcot again. Nope. You may not do that. You have to go to each park and you cannot go to Magic Kingdom. So the fine folks at the gate had a lot of fun with me. And I still can't get used. And look, I go once a month, so it doesn't, I forget to make my park reservation.
Oh, that still gets me.
And I do it, you can do it right outside the gate. Like it's instant. So it's not really a big deal unless for some reason it was a crazy day, but I always forget and I'm scanning my band. What's wrong with you guys? Oh, it's me. I've screwed the whole thing up. But you know what? I like serendipity to be my guide, and I always find it works out just great. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't there a
still looking at doing golf in July?
Right. Am I still going to golf in July? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me know.
I will. I'll figure that out this week. Yeah. So I had a great time. even with all the, I mean, the flight thing was, I did get my points back.
That's good.
I thought if I can do a little plug for Spirit Airlines, not a sponsor. I've never had anything but great experiences with them. Now, I typically try to fly the first flight out of the day, and I've never done a layover with them. I'm always direct. I've only flown to Orlando with Spirit. But I feel like the customer service has been as good. Look, my friends bought first class tickets to Tampa and on Delta, and it took them 15 hours to get there. So, I mean, all these airlines, and they paid like, $2,200 a ticket or something, ridiculous amount of money. And I feel like Spirit's taking care of me. Okay. I did lose my, I'd upgraded my seat. So I usually do that. So usually I buy the absolute bare minimum ticket, with no bags, and when I can, and then they send you a thing. Hey, would you like to bid on a bigger seat? And I usually do that, and I've won that every time. It would charge you $100 to do it when you buy the ticket. It's like $35, and I'm tall.
Wow.
I don't care about first class. I like first class. Who doesn't? But I don't need chicken piccata. I don't drink alcohol, so that doesn't help me. So all I want is a big seat. I just want to be able to be comfortable. And Spirit provides that. And again, these people were so nice. They worked so hard to try to get me home. So how can I complain about that? They did a great job. But I'm so stupid. So stupid. Probably shouldn't plug the fact. What's that?
I always laugh at myself when I make mistakes. Like, if anybody, better than that.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? There was no way to fix it, right? I did the best I could with what I had. Though it is a funny perspective. Good. If I screw up, it's funny. If someone else screws up, then I'm angry. So maybe I'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
Maybe everyone's not out to get me. Oh, and I did eat at Columbia Harbor. That's where I had lunch that second day at Columbia Harbor House, and it was awesome.
Sure. Sat upstairs, didn't you?
I sat upstairs almost by myself. It was really empty. And that was maybe 2-ish. So, a little after the lunch crowd, but that was awesome. I mean, it's still spring break. There's still a lot of folks there.
Yeah. I was surprised when I was spur of the moment booked that sci-fi reservation. When I did it, there was plenty of open slots. And usually that's such a hard ticket to get. But I think there was 10 or 12 time frames available.
Now, when we talked about having dinner, you'd mentioned Boathouse the first time. Did you try for that, or was it just not available?
I tried for it and it wasn't available. I even tried on Resi and there was nothing available.
Interesting.
Could have dropped Lou's.
Right. See if that helps. Lou sent me. Oh, right.
Large Marge sent me.
We had a really good experience there, and I may have already talked about it a while back, where I think it was in September. So it was probably before the podcast even started, but we went down for Momentum. Shameless plug for Lou there. Go check it out. Change your life. Yeah. Caleb says he loves me some. So there's a button to remove from broadcast. It says add to broadcast. So can I just do it down here now? Oh, that's nice. But I gotta be careful because right next to it is ban. I don't want to ban anybody. I do too. I love the club. I had a lobster roll. It was spectacular, and it was getting hot. I had like a frozen lemonade. It was worth every penny. Kind of an average water fountain inside there. If you're keeping track with the water fountain reviews, it was not great. But we went into the boathouse. Nothing available. They said you can check the bars. So they have 3. And by the time we got to the 3rd, a waiter was just walking by. I was like, do you need a seat? Yes. Took us right down. Actually set us next to Jeremy Stein of Main Street Magic, which was kind of funny. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was really good service that he found us and knew we needed something, and just went out of his way instead of, so, he cost me a lot of money because I tip well, and I definitely tip well when you do something like that, which was cool. And then made it home safely and soundly. And now I've got to figure out, also being a moron, I forgot all my shirts. So I arrived in Florida with one shirt, which was fun because I got to buy new shirts. But yeah, that's not new. I've done that a lot because I like to travel with my shirts hanging. So I hang them by the front door so they're ready to go. And then I walked right out. Like maybe someone commented on the YouTube channel that I say it's possible I screwed this up a lot. And so I did make a t-shirt that says, it's possible I screwed this up. Available for purchase.
Yeah, my wife, she'll ask me 20 times before, what did you pack? I'm like, why do you make it seem like I don't know how to pack?
Because
we'll get down there and I went, hey, I forgot this. She's like, I asked you what you packed. Like, yes, I know, I'm stupid.
Here's, and my wife is amazing in so many ways, but what I realize my wife does that I don't do is napkins. So when I went to Columbia Harbor House, I sat down and I got my camera. So I've got stuff all around that I don't want to just get up and leave, although it would probably be fine. I didn't get any napkins. You know why? Because my wife gets napkins. She's in charge of napkins because she's better than me and she thinks about them. I'm just a Viking. I'm just some kind of animal.
So I made the mistake this time. We were starving and we were at Animal Kingdom and we're walking by Pizza Safari and I'm like, pizza sound good? She's like, yeah. So we walk in. Of course, that place is packed. Mobile ordered as we're walking to Pizza Safari. And I said, Addison, go find us a table. I forgot how big that place is.
Oh, no.
I'm like, where's my child at? I'm walking around a plate of food going, she's here somewhere. She found a table outside. I'm looking inside.
Oh.
Finally, a door opens and I see her little face and she's like, hey, Dad, I'm right here. So, of course, I walk up like, oh, I just got her food. I haven't been walking around for 10 minutes trying to find you. Yeah, like, holy, I know she's here somewhere. So I'm looking for a little blonde-headed girl with glasses. Not that there's 20 other million blonde-headed girls with glasses in Disney World.
They don't need to know about these mistakes.
No.
That's funny, though. Yeah, that is a big spot to send them out into.
I'm like, I just found us a table. Ooh, that was, yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. Maybe that's a show. Top 10 Disney mistakes we've made.
Top 10 dad screw-ups.
Right. Well, we could do a top 100, I feel like, on that. Although, I don't know. I mean, I just posted, but my kids are doing pretty well. I must have done something right. Maybe.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, now I'm already like, so my wife was like, oh, let's fly out with her and, get her settled. And I'm like, no, honey, we got to let her do this on her own.
From Disneyland, huh?
She needs to get out there and she needs to arrive by herself and figure out her lodging and all this, because I'm thinking that if there's a chance of me getting a tour of Pixar, it's going to be after she's worked there for a while and they're not going to let her bring her family to Pixar on the first day.
Right.
And I don't know that I can afford to fly back and forth to California all summer. Right.
Ooh. Yeah, no kidding.
So if there's a chance of me getting inside Pixar, it's going to be later. Which, if you don't follow me on social media, my oldest has got an internship this summer at Pixar, which I'm a little bit proud of. As a storyboard artist, which, segue, Tuesday, the 29th, is that right? 29th? Yeah. Ken Bruce will be here, and that's what he did at Pixar. And he was very generous in helping us because I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to overstep my boundaries I don't know the guy, just have chatted with him. But he really, he gave us like 2 pages of DMs on not what to say, but what they're looking for in the storyboard artist. And my kid, oh, hey, look who's here. It's true. I do owe my son a trip to California on the way to Tokyo, which he said he would skip California to go to Tokyo. But you're right, dude. We do have to go to California. Seamus, so that's he's played golf with us, and it's nice of him to stop by. But he's right. I do owe him a trip. So maybe we'll do that. We'll all go out and see Pixar from the inside out. See what I did there? Inside out.
Shameless plug.
Never mind. I'm bad. That's a terrible joke. Seamus, log off. Don't tell your friends that I did that. Well, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. Just got to take some time to edit some stuff, but that's about it. Looking forward to my next trip.
A lot.
Gotta figure that one out.
It's a lot, man. I mean, editing the video I put up today for the first half of 4 parks took me a day and a half. I mean, it's a lot. And frankly, I cut it off because A, the video was getting long, and B, I didn't have time to edit the rest of it. I mean, it's so much.
Yeah, it's a lot. I didn't record anything, and every time I was like, "Oh, this would be a great time." I'm like, nope, I'll go back and do it again. Great thing I'm having an annual pass. I can go back where I wanted to and start over. But just got to finish a couple things up. So
this is what I'm worried about. Michael Dolan says water fountain guy. Yeah, I am. I'm okay with it.
You are the water
but it
fountain.
is funny. And then
you're not the bathroom guy.
What's that? Not the bathroom guy.
At least you're not the bathroom guy.
Honestly, because that was already taken. Somebody already does bathroom reviews. But I don't think anyone else is hitting the water for doing the hard work, guys, for you. You know, the sacrifices I'm willing to make. And this, really, we missed a week, and I'm sorry. It felt weird for us because if nothing else, I just like hanging out with Andrew, and I got to do that and didn't share it. And we talked about going live from the restaurant, but some things are just for us. I just wanted to be, in the moment and meeting his daughter. His daughter did not want to be on our YouTube channel.
No, she does not want to be anything part of it. So
it was a really nice dinner, and I don't regret not filming it. Some things, it's nice not to film.
Sure.
We went to Takumite, and it
was a good dinner.
Yeah. I didn't film it because I wanted to enjoy it. I'll go back and film it because that place is spectacular. Like everyone should be putting
I would take my wife
their pennies away for it because it's worth it, right? Like that's the cool thing. It's not it's worth it. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. It's a couple nights in a hotel lot.
Like Lou says, I think you said it too. It's art.
It is art.
You're eating art. Yeah.
And just the culture that you really feel like you walk in and you are gone. Like you're not in Disney anymore. You are somewhere else. That I don't even want to say it out loud, but probably exceeds Disney's customer service. I was just talking about it today. And when we left, they gave us a little origami swan, and inside, I'll post it. Inside it's a handwritten letter thanking, us for allowing them to serve us dinner, kind of thing.
Wow. Allowing them to serve you dinner.
And it was so much food and so good. Now I'm hungry. So I really will end the show. Well, so look, 48 hours away. We'll be right back here. Yep. I'm hoping it goes really long. Like I hope Ken doesn't mind talking because I've got lots of questions. And the level of research he did on this book is insane. I mean, it's wild. The amount of
I've started reading it, and then I'm going to start over again. There's so much in it.
I mean, I've already forgotten stuff that I read because it's just incredible. And I haven't heard him talk. I haven't watched any other interviews he's done because I don't want to duplicate anything or worry about it. But if he's anything like he is in text, he's pretty awesome. So that's going to be fun. Mark your calendars. I'll put lots of stuff up to remind everybody. Follow us on all the socials. Check out the YouTube channel. We're monetized now. So every time you watch a video, it helps a little bit. Pays for that next trip so I can make more and hopefully better videos. And I think that's it, right? Social media.
Yeah, I think we're good.
YouTube, podcast. I'll put this audio up tomorrow. So if you're listening now in the car, thanks. If you watch live with us, thanks. We went live kind of last minute. Didn't really advertise it. So we missed Karen. Karen didn't make it.
Oh, yeah, we didn't miss Karen.
But again, I didn't really put it out until today. But I'm sure she'll be there Tuesday. Caleb, thank you so much, as always, for coming by.
Yeah, Caleb.
Really enjoy it. Lou, thanks for popping in. Andrew, always a pleasure. I will reach out to you tomorrow probably, and then we'll get a spot to have him on and check out his channel, Accessible Adventures with Andrew, because it's pretty awesome, and he does some pretty cool stuff, and
yes, he does.
Kind of a niche thing that a lot of people don't think about when they travel. So I think that's it. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
See you real soon.
Have a good night.